Hello, hello, hello. You all come in, hit the like, hit the share. Ooh, voice crack happened there. Hit the like, hit the share button. Um, a lot of things going on in the economy, even um, in parts of the United States that's just shocking at this point. What's going on in California right now? People are snowed in, trapped in with the snowstorm that's going on. So definitely in my thoughts and my prayers and that part, that sector, people are actually trapped in, right? Trapped in snowstorms, that part of California. And then you have in China, what's going on right now is the stockpiling of food that's going on as China is preparing for war. So, what does these snowstorms, what do these winter storms, even in Texas, tornado, right? If you know anything about heart, it really sounds like really heart invicted type things going on right now in the environment. And so, when you have these events going on, that's going to drive up one sector and one sector mainly, which is your commodities, right? Which is your commodities. So, this is why I'm coming before you, not to get you to go out and stockpile um, toilet tissue or food, right? I do want you to be able to, hunt off the land, hopefully, and live off the land and to have a sincere amount of things in reserve as far as your food and things that have long shelf life. But this is not a scare tactic type video. I just want to make you aware. I always want to make you aware. And so to help you financially sustain the inflation that we're about to see come as it relates to all of this, as the OPEC situation is going on with the Saudi Arabia. This has been ongoing for some years in the U. Let me make sure I'm saying it right. UAE. Let me hold on, let me make sure. But saying or predicting that they may leave the OPEC and how all of this is going to definitely affect the economy. UAE, right? Their threat again to lead OPEC, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, and although we're seeing a great dip right now in natural gas prices and even in crude oil, we are not yet in traveling season. We are not yet in that season of peak season. We're traveling and more activities going on that's going to consume more of natural gas and crude oil. In fact, economists are predicting by May, and even with this strange weather that's going on in different parts of the world, maybe sooner than May, that we're going to see on average gas prices peak again to $4 a gallon or even higher. And we're going to see a repeat of last summer where crude oil hit its all-time high. So instead of the big investors, the Exxon Mobil's, the Shell, all of these big oil companies and being profit off of this, right? I'm helping everyday people, middle class people that want to transition into millionaires or multimillionaires, or maybe you are lower middle class, right? And you just want to become a thousandaires and you want to see somewhat of 100x return on your investing so that your money can grow just as fast as inflation and commodities will grow heading into the summer of this year all the way to next year. And so the Bitcoin halving, if you all follow me for any amount of time, you know I've been teaching about cryptocurrency since 2018, right? Teaching about cryptocurrency. And now you have the Bitcoin halving scheduled for the first quarter of next year, 2024. And what always happens right before the Bitcoin halving or leading up to the Bitcoin halving is that you always have these pumps and dumps in the market. You always experience this very volatile market, and it's just to get the people that are really not educated about where we are transitioning to get the people that may not have enough money to last throughout the inflation crisis that we're about to experience with higher gas and groceries um, in the economy, and to get them to sell at a low or sell at a loss, right? And this is usually because people do not have substantial cash flow to hold on to their crypto until it reached that peak that can really make them 6 to 7 figure income earners or capital gains, right? So I always tell people start first at looking at whatever earned income that you have coming in right now and seeing is there any way that I am overpaying in my taxes out of my paycheck? There's so many different things that come out of your paycheck, like your insurances, for example, right? And we have multiple insurances from life insurance to health insurance to vision to dental to cancer to accidental to paycheck protection insurances. And then you have those federal taxes. And what a lot of people don't know is that oftentimes they are overpaying in the federal taxes out of their paychecks. So if they just simply had experts to analyze and adjust their paycheck and add a component of a home-based business to it, that can increase your take-home pay tremendously. In fact, my lowest end increase of take-home pay for one of my clients was $600 a month every pay period. That's substantial as long as you keep the services that's provided to you, right? And for a married couple, it was $1,400. So visit their website, millimoves.com. You will see increase your credit and your cash flow. Watch those videos and reach out to me if that is something that can help you increase your cash flow so that you can have the capital and the money to invest in these crypto projects that I am about to present to you, because you will not want to miss out on these. Now, I'm going to give you an example of getting a 300x return, for example, on a crypto investment versus investing in a crypto like Bitcoin that's at $22,000 right now that may give you a 2x or a 3x return. One example, just right off the top of my head, I can discuss is Polymatic, right? Let's get into Polymatic. Polymatic or Polygon, I'm sorry, not Matic, but Polygon started at 1 cent, right? Right before the bull run, it was at 1 cent. It took a spike to just $3, right? $3 for Polygon. That immediately gave people that were holders in that crypto, right, a 300x return. So being early adopters right now and these cryptocurrencies that are what I'm about to show you connected to commodities. In fact, one of the projects are about to go away. You can invest $2,100 one time, and that will be for lifetime perpetual income, cash flow, crypto passive income that will come in for a lifetime for a one-time investment. And right now, people are earning approximately a little over $90 weekly, right, from that one-time investment of $2,100. And that project is about to be sold out through purchasing digital licensed software. And again, the software is almost sold out. People are getting in. In fact, that's why I hit that go live button, because I was at my laptop helping people make their purchase on a private Zoom. So now, what's going on? China. Why is China hoarding food? Let's watch this little short video on that. Preparing for war. What's that's going to do to the commodities world? How is this going to affect your natural gas, your crude oil, your grocery prices, right? And why is China stockpiling and preparing for famine? And again, how getting in these cryptocurrencies that are supportive of high yielding agriculture, that's supportive of commodity projects, can position you to have wealth for life, but even more important, position you so that you can financially make it and sustain through what is said to be the greatest wealth transfer and the greatest depression that this generation will ever experience in this lifetime. So if you're watching live, I'm showing 88 people on YouTube. Drop in, say hello, hit that thumbs up, share the video with other people, and let me know what part of the world you are tuning in from. In fact, I am working on establishing a WhatsApp account so that I can globally connect to those people that want to connect with me globally, because this is not just a United States opportunity in these cryptos. These are global opportunities.
Food supplies ahead of
Let's tune in and watch this short clip on China stockpiling grain, and specifically when millions of people are facing food insecurity, and why people, it's a commodities crypto market right now that you all, in my humble opinion, I don't give investing advice, that a lot of people that want to get sustainability of income that moves with the commodity market, that's going to be a part of this crypto bull run, that you can come in with a small amount and accumulate 300x, 100x returns or higher, are very well possible, and has already happened for a lot of other people who are already in this opportunity. So listen in.
the coming global famine. Bloomberg says that Chinese authorities are in panic mode. So far this year, they have snapped up more than half of the world's grain supplies. At the same time, the United States is struggling to find alternative suppliers on the global market, and consumers are still experiencing shortages of a wide range of everyday necessities, while prices continue to reach stratospheric new highs. Even more worryingly, a new report says that America's food system could collapse like the 2008 banks, and the scenario for the next month look absolutely terrifying right now. That's what we're going to expose today. Before moving on, please support our work with a thumbs up in this video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. New revealing reports show that China, which is home to less than 20% of the world's population, has managed to stockpile more than half of the globe's grains, leading to steep price increases across the planet and pushing more countries into famine. The Chinese government's massive food panic buying spree, which started in January, hasn't slowed in recent months. And now the United States Department of Agriculture estimates that China owns 69% of the world's corn reserves, 60% of its rice, and 51% of its wheat. Since the start of the year, China has spent $98.1 billion importing food, up 98 months. And now the United States Department of Agriculture estimates that China owns 69% of the world's corn reserves, 60% of its rice, and 51% of its wheat.
So let's just stop right there. United States Department of Agriculture estimates China owns 69%, we might as well just round it up to 70%, of corn reserves, 60% of rice, 51% of its wheat. People, this is the agriculture estimates. This is why cryptocurrencies, people, connected to real world commodities, right? This is why Bitcoin is deemed a commodity. The definition of commodity is generally basic goods that can be bought and sold at prices that are heavily influenced by supply and demand. Let me say that again. Basic goods that can be bought and sold at a price that are heavily influenced by supply and demand. So in the commerce market, commodities are interchangeable with other goods of the same type. That's why Bitcoin and Ethereum are the top two cryptos right now, because they have already been deemed a commodity. So, for example, a piece of coin, right, that's interchangeable with another piece of coin with no regard to who produced the coin, right? When you study the history of money, you can go to the barter system of money. So commodities can be anything but they are generally natural resources. But innovation, right, has now classified commodities with new developments and the same characteristics as computer memory and Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies that I'm about to show you right now. And so the U.S. Commodity Exchange Act is defined by products and commodities such as wheat, rice, cotton, corn, onions, all of this, right, but Bitcoin and virtual cryptos, virtual currencies that are the definition of a classified commodities. And so these virtual cryptos are going to move again with the commodities markets, with futures contracts, right? Because it's interchangeable, right? Meaning that each coin, every Bitcoin, and every decentralized crypto that I'm about to show you is identical. It is the same. Rice is the same, whether you're in Africa or India or Australia, right? As it is in any parts of the United States. Cotton is the same everywhere. Gold is the same everywhere. Wheat is the same, right? And so Bitcoin is the same, and these natural gas is the same. Crude oil is the same. Aluminum is the same. Silver is the same, right? And so they're interchangeable, meaning that each coin is identical. It is driven, which is what you want going into a recession that is expected to evolve into a depression like the 1930s. So it is driven by supply and demand, not by influence, even though I love my meme coins, right? But Elon Musk just came out with a tweet yesterday and said, hey, I'm not about crypto anymore. I'm about the AI. So then you have AI based technology like Singularity Net that he's tweeting about now. And his focus, let me pull that up for you. His focus does not seem to be on Dogecoin anymore. So these are not things that are based off hype or speculation or, you know, uh, celebrities pumping and putting their endorsement on it to get paid about it. No, this is about real things that we need, that we consume every day. We wear cotton every day in our clothing, right? More than likely. We go to the grocery stores. We just talked about the price of eggs and the spike of egg prices. These are commodities. Your bread, your wheat, your grain, your orange juice, right? Everything, your natural gas, crude oil. I don't know, a lot of people don't know, but crude oil is used to make the plastic bags that you put your groceries in, right? It is made for groceries and plastic bag and fertilizer to grow your food. All of that comes from crude oil. So let me pull up, see, can I find this Elon Musk tweet? And so, we all have the hopes and the desires to get that meme or get that polygon, or, the layer two. But why just have speculation when you can have a more identity source, a more, I guess, what's a more direct path or pattern as to what's going to outperform or perform well during recessionary time. In fact, for all my Bible scholars or students on here, you know that the one thing that Joseph sold during the recession, right, and Joseph's time and biblical time was wheat. And he sold this to slaves, right? And he became very rich from selling the commodities in wheat. In fact, any type of biblical wealth transfer that's ever happened have been for people. Even in Abraham, Genesis chapter 13, Abraham was very rich in gold, silver, cattle, right? Land, we know about land and livestock. So this is Elon Musk's latest tweet. And if you look on there, it says in the singularity. So this is AI, this is Singularity Net. And this, something should be done. But his most recent tweet was, let's see, Elon Musk, is that, hey, I'm not really into Dogecoin, or well, he didn't say Doge specifically. He said crypto. I'm more into AI, right? It says, I used to be in crypto. This was yesterday, but now I'm interested in AI. So, now that leaves, what does this happen for Doge? Or as some people say, Dogecoin, right? And if his endorsement and support or attention is not on it anymore, then the very likelihood of Doge producing or Doge Army producing people that are going to help them in the financial market is slim to none, in my opinion, right? without his stamp of approval or his focus on improving Doge project, right? And so now you have the commodities markets. Let's see where we are. We got crude oil and you got natural gas. It's up 10% today. Gold is at $1,800. Silver, still very affordable. And a shortage of silver and copper is going to drive the prices up. You have corn, you have wheat. And so a lot of times people don't know, they're not aware that you have these cryptocurrencies that are linked to real world commodities. So let me show you this short video, another short video. You can text the number on the screen to get position because the cryptos that I'm about to show you, this one in particular, as I'm drinking my vitamin water, and if you can see, it has a scan code on it for, let me see, vitamin water. It has a scan code. 50 Cent got into this early on, made him very rich and wealthy from the return on his investment, which 50 Cent is also a multi-millionaire as well. And so I'm going to give you a short video that's going to elaborate more, give you more information, right, about what you're seeing right now on the screen. So this is Black Gold. Black Gold was released in November 2021. And when crude oil, right, is Black Gold, hit its all-time high last year, June, during the highest gas prices we've ever experienced as Americans. There were over 100 millionaires made for the people that became early investors because this crypto connected to crude oil did a 10,000x return, way bigger than what you can get in Bitcoin right now, a 10,000x return. You have Digital Link Gold in the next upcoming days on March 15th. They're going to do some upgrades. This is linked and connected to physical gold. And again, I'm going to show you a video that's going to elaborate. But this opportunity, this crypto is going to be deflationary and inflationary at the same time. People at the same time. So again, commodity is basic goods used in commerce, interchangeable with other goods, right? So what is something that's inflationary? Well, that means that supply and demand makes it more valuable and it outpaces inflation, right? Unlike the United States dollar, that's deflationary, that's losing its purchasing power. You can buy less and less on a daily basis. And then you have the debt token. This is the utility token. In essence, this is the heart of all these cryptos. Decentralized, eco-friendly blockchain technology, which means that it does support all of these projects that are commodities, but in a very eco-friendly way where it's not destruction or destroying of the earth. Again, for my Bible scholars, I think the Bible, no, I don't think, I know the Bible is the best book on not just life, but prosperity as well. Although it is often taught as a poverty book, the Bible has way more mention of rich and wealthy people than it does poverty. And it has way more information on how to live a kingdom life on earth, right, in the earth realm versus on looking for the afterlife of living royalty once you leave this earth realm and leave your physical body, and looking forward to only walking on streets of gold at that point. I've always asked the question, why would my spirit want to have on robes and a crown and live in a physical mansion in heaven? That didn't make sense to me for my spirit to want to do that. And so if you see the heartbeat that connects all of these utilities, it's like comparison to the BNB coin. If you could have got in at BNB at exactly what's this, $19 right now. If you could have got in Ethereum, what would you be right now if you could have got in Ethereum at $19? This is equivalent to how BNB and equivalent and the function and utility that BNB and Ethereum will do, and it's $19. In fact, Warren Buffett says it's best that the best time to become rich and wealthier is to buy in the red when it's blood in the streets, to get the dips, to get the lowest prices for the highest gains. So then you have natural gas that's 0.0003 zeros to under a penny right now, just accumulating this by purchasing digital software at lower entry points, lower prices for higher returns in the future. This is the secret, people, to gaining a wealth transfer, to having residual, passive continuity of cash flow, where you are getting daily basis set for life by making a one-time investment. Now, if you're telling me, Queen, that can't happen, you must not have read the Bible. Again, 2 Kings chapter 4, right? The widow woman went to Elijah. Her husband had died. I guess he didn't have an insurance plan for her and their two sons or for the family. And she said, hey, my husband is dead. He left the family in debt. My son's about to be sold into slavery system. They're about to work for someone else. Elijah, I need a plan. I'm in fear of loss of my sons, right? I've already lost my husband. I need a plan. I need a solution. I need a strategy. I don't need a sermon. And that's the plan Elijah gave her, where she has perpetual income and she had a commodity-based product, people. This is just meeting old money with new technology and new money. And this is where we are headed right now, as there will be a currency system reset. The Fed coin will be adopted. In fact, I just read and shared an article, right, about the Fed coin is ready to be adopted, which is just digital way of transaction and interacting monetary wise across the globe. So now you have grow. I was telling you about high yielding agriculture right now. It's at 49 cents, right? This is backed by soybeans, cocoa beans, right? Ladies, if you have cocoa butter or cocoa lotion, or you just eat cacao, chocolate like I do, that's a $1 billion industry within its own, maybe $1 trillion industry, right? But it's also have herbalists and natural plant-based for health reasons and health improvements such as weed and hemp. All of this is under the umbrella of grow. And then you have the XPLR. No, I did not say XRP, right? But XPLR is the satellite technology that's collaborated and connected with Google Space that scans the earth, because most people do not know this, but every commodities, the infinite God is so just intelligent that every commodity in this earth realm has a different frequency and it has a different vibration to be found and mined and to be accumulated within this earth realm, right? And so with this being said, this technology with Google Space scans the earth in a very eco-friendly way. This again connects back to debt, where you're not mining, you're not digging up the earth, and you're not destroying or destructing the earth, right? To where that it's not beneficial to even mine these commodities that God has placed in the earth realm. And so you have the XPLR technology again, 0.0092. So this is the digital software. This is working for me 24/7 as I purchase the software license to accumulate these cryptos, and I get rewards on a daily basis. In fact, let me click on this. This licensor again, some people are getting as much as $51 a day. Some people are getting as much as $13 a day. But the maximum of these are selling out. I was just on behind the scene private Zoom. This is the beverage industry that I mentioned earlier, right? And this is right in the state of Mississippi, a very poverty-stricken state. I'm from Mississippi, and they are coming on the Gulf Coast area, Biloxi area, to have a celebratory day of the collaboration of crypto and commodities with the beverage industry with this project on April the 7th. So if you are in Mississippi or surrounding areas, I want you to be in the place April the 7th at Bev Day as the celebration and collaboration of cryptocurrency with water, with beverage, with wine, spirits, energy drinks, all of that will happen. But the opportunity to get in is closing, right? The window of opportunity to get in is closing because out of the 135, 150 license, 150,000 licenses, right? 135,137 have been sold. They have already been sold, and people are accumulating them right now on the weekend. Again, I'm having private Zoom, so the number has probably already increased with that. And so, again, the digital software, this is my portfolio. I've only been in for 4 months, but once I found out, even my Bev is showing me the 111, and my XPLR, satellite technology, is showing me the 111 code. This is Blocks. Blocks is commercial real estate, where commercial real estate transactions now are held on the blockchain, where you're not going through paperwork after paperwork and signing pages and pages of real estate transaction through commercial real estate. No, you're able to do that through technology, through NFTs. Real estate deals will be exchanged, and where you can also have collectibles and royalties coming in. If you all kept up with Rihanna and the Super Bowl, for example, she sold NFTs and royalties. And so those persons or those people that purchase those NFTs, every time the song plays, B Better Have My Money, they get paid just for being a license holder, just for being an NFT holder. Again, I know this may be small print, but this is almost sold out. The beverage coming in Mississippi, right, in a state that has been known for very low income earners and people that are not elevating financially. Well, the time, the opportunity is here. So you have bottled water. People, this is a $1.8 trillion industry. You have carbonated soft drinks. You have coffee. This is all under one umbrella. Beverage license, $2,100. That's a lifetime perpetual income that has a minimum of 10 years. You have beer, you have tap water, you have milk, tea, right? This is just not a weight loss tea where you just got one component that you are investing in all of this when you get this licensure. Fruit beverage, sports drinks, wine and spirits, right? Value added water, like vitamin water, for example, and energy drinks. And so the tokenomics of this, just like any crypto, is tokenomics is what you should look at. It's about supply and demand, but also burning the amount of tokens that are available, right? So that what is left in the supply is now becoming more valuable. And they have burn notices. In fact, for this beverage that's about to sell out, the first burn is scheduled for April 1st. That's April 1st, where, let me see, I had some notes on it. I think 25% of those tokens will be burned, right, and taken away. So with that being said, let me show you this short video. And again, come in, let me know where you're tuning in from. Say hello. This is opportunity for people all around the globe. This is a global opportunity. So let me let you listen in, and then you can just text that number, CC, to get started today to 331-444-5556.
Kia ora te whānau no mai hoki mai. Now, we need alpha, we need speculation, and we need facts. Now, before I start, I want to give a shout out to AI Global Legends for getting this content out there so we can actually make a smart decision moving forward. I'll leave a link to their YouTube channel in the description. Now, watch till the end because there is some vital information that could curve the way you move forward with this project. So let's get started. So how good is this project?
We're unicorn level. And if you want to look at what a crypto unicorn is, look at the top 10. And we're probably higher than every single one on that list by a lot.
The Depbox project has been going since 2021. Is it too late to get in now?
You're absolutely pioneers. And what we're looking at this year, there are not words for what you will see happen, but I will tell you that there has never been anything like this in human history. And there are many very, very smart people that agree.
Okay, so that's cool. But what do you do? And what made you get involved with debt?
I am a physicist by training. I've worked
Okay.
for the Navy in robotics. I've worked in nukes. And I stumbled upon this and I said, I will do anything you ask free of charge and basically work for you and get some things done.
Awesome, nice. So what do you do for debt? And just how legitimate is this company?
I help people understand the structure of everything, how it all works. I can talk to the really technical people that want to understand every little detail of how this is operating. And it's all transparent. And this is what a lot of people don't understand. They're like, well, how do we know what's going on? I'm like, the blockchain is transparent. If you can look at it and you can learn to read it, you'll see the same thing that our partners have seen. Fleet Engineering would not take a chance on us if we weren't legitimate. The Royal Bank of Scotland would not take a chance on us if we were not legitimate. These are very powerful entities that cannot risk their name on something that isn't game changing.
So the first project released in 2021 was Black Gold. Now, I heard more revenue is coming. Is this true?
I knew that we had, as of earlier on before the event, we had over 100 wells in review. But the fact that Roy got up there and he said within the last 3 days, he had received more than 100 additional wells requesting to join the Black Gold ecosystem. He's overwhelmed. And right after that conference, he flew back out to essentially start reviewing more wells again. And I wouldn't be surprised if we're reviewing hundreds upon hundreds of wells before the end of the quarter. What this means is we joined up with a few wells that wanted to take a chance on us. And we were able to show them how we could dramatically improve their revenue by helping them find sites, give them exactly where to drill so they don't waste drill bits, and get the most out of their potential pay scales. That number could typically 4 to 5x their production. These are big numbers for them. And because we're the only people that can do that, everybody wants a chance, even if they have to pay us a royalty over the life of the project. It is worth it. If you can 4 to 5x your production and you're paying between 10 and 20% of your total revenue, who cares? I'd do that all day long. So I'm making way more than I would ever make without them. That's what it means. It means royalties. Each well means royalties. We have about 3.2 million coming in a month for Black Gold right now. Without the 17 wells, they're going to be burned with the additional wells here on the 19th. So, and then you've got over 100 in review. Who knows how many of those will qualify, but each one's going to be adding to the ecosystem more and more money, draining out that pot of token. And as it drains, it's going to increase in price, and there's going to be fewer and fewer people willing to sell, and it's going to go up more and more.
What about?
Okay, so real quick, they brought out the Royal Bank of Scotland. Their collaboration is coming March 15th. The Royal Bank of Scotland will give you the opportunity to get royalties from the bank. I'm not talking about buying cryptos and holding and waiting on a big push or waiting on the big bull run to come and waiting on capital gains and then the government coming in and taking 30% of whatever you cash out. No. I'm not talking about trading cryptocurrency where you have to wait till somebody is a buyer when you get ready to sell. If you don't have buyers, you can't sell. You just stuck with it. I'm talking about getting the software. It's going to get you perpetual accumulation and future, accumulating cryptos at the very low price, and then the future equity, of what that will be worth and the capital gains at the same time. That even when you cash out, if you have to liquidate and convert into cash, and you don't need a buyer, you don't need someone to want to buy that crypto from you. that you have a portion that's always pouring perpetually back in, people. Continuity, crypto cash flow. I'm not talking about putting money in one time, and if you just have enough to buy one Bitcoin or one hexacoin or whatever you say it is, or one Polygon or one Polymatic or one XRP or 2,000 worth of sheep. That's if that's all you can afford, that's all you get. No, I'm talking about $2,000 in some of these projects, some of these licensors position you for perpetual passive income for a minimum of 10 years. That's the minimum guarantee. How one chess move, right? We play chess, not checkers over here, can change your total financial dynamics as we enter into this wealth reset and going into a recession that will further develop into a depression.
The natural gas project, NatG.
Natural gas as well. And we have the site in Ghana is unheardably large. In terms of surveying, you cannot quantify how much they found. Saying trillions of dollars doesn't calculate it.
Decentralization is important. Is debt decentralized?
Decentralized, yes. The blockchain, everything is decentralized. There's no profit center. Even Jason, Jake, Roy, Shad, the people that are the debt council members, they don't take a salary. They are doing the exact same thing everyone else is doing. They're paying MSRP for their licenses. The way that I would say that we want to improve decentralization is we want to continue to have hosting opportunities beyond VBox, beyond hosting through Debtbox. We're providing that right now to help people, because to think about suitability and proper education, we want to make sure people are learning how to do hosting. Most people don't have the crypto education to do a lot of this, as we found with, unfortunately, people not even being confident with 2FA. There are a limited number of VBoxes available. Let's put it that way. And once they're gone, they're gone. So you'll have to host somewhere else to ensure people are decentralizing. Because we don't want to be all on one server system. That puts the ecosystem at risk. Now, here's something you need to understand, though. Our servers are highly secure, for one. And number two, no one is going to target your hosting service because there's no value in it. They're going to target your wallet. Use 2FA and you have nothing to worry about. Don't reuse passwords and you have nothing to worry about.
Has a Debtbox project ever been hacked?
No, there have been no breaches of Debtbox at all. We've been audited by some very high-level cybersecurity folks, and we've come up with a clean checklist. We have nothing to worry about. And yes, we did our due diligence to make sure that everything on our end was covered.
Now, people are always worried about the SEC and if the token is a security. We've seen many projects targeted by the SEC. Can you share any info on this?
I do have some information on that. We were actually audited by the SEC last summer to ensure that everything we were doing was on the level. And the SEC gave us the thumbs up and said, hey, keep doing what you're doing because you're not violating our guidelines and how we do things. And as long as you do that, that's great. And we don't want to be regulated by the SEC ideally, because we want to be seen as a commodity. Because when you fall underneath SEC regulations, they have to dip their hand in all the honeypots, so to speak. And that's not fun for anybody. So we are currently classifying ourselves as software licenses. And that's why you have to be careful with your word choice. You don't use things like equity because you don't have equity. You don't have a share. But you do have an amazing opportunity to benefit from being a validator of this ecosystem and collecting royalties as projects organically add on to it. There is nothing else out there like this in the entire world. We are the first, and we are literally making waves in the entire marketplace.
So I'm logging off right there. Check CC to get more information, get started. Like they said, they are the first, the originators, the pioneers. And you can be also no other place where you can get royalties in crypto at the same time and get passive continuity, cash flow, all in one place. It's about having assets, people, that give you perpetual income, not just a one-time payout. Perpetual income, not a one-time payout. Not a one-time payout is going to be highly taxed. Not a one-time payout that once you cash out, you can't go back and dip and get more, right? And so again, that's just my update for today. Prepare. The commodity and crypto world is about to go on a bull run, such as Bitcoin, because it is already a commodity as the halving is coming up. But again, the difference between getting a 3x return and a 4x return, again, a 10,000x return means everything for positioning yourself and your family, not only for these weather conditions that seems to be very strange, and for food shortages that are coming up, but to prepare you for a lifetime income coming in, because we don't know how high inflation can go, right? We thought we saw high gas prices and crude oil prices and grocery prices last summer and egg prices maybe 2 months ago, but that was just the beginning of what we're about to enter into. So prepare, get planned, right? The 3 PPPs, and get positioned. Queen out, people. Oh, and don't forget the other P. Pray. Pray, prepare, get positioned, right? Pray, prepare, and get positioned. Queen out.